Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood to check up on the Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster that is supposed to be opening up in 2026. So without further ado, how about you and I dive right in. Starting off here at CityWalk, and yeah, the Hello Kitty Cafe is open, and boy oh boy is it popular. This is probably one of the most popular additions to CityWalk in a very, very long time. So shout out to the teams that decided on this because wow, this is a hit. And with the power of editing, we've made it in the park. We're gonna go straight to the roller coaster. That's gonna be the main topic of today. There's been a lot of work these past couple days, and yeah, it's been like a week or so since I've covered the coaster. So yeah, let's head over to the Lookout. Oh, would you look at that as I'm making my way over there. They have the Christmas lights all set up on the Universal Plaza Tower. Yeah, Grinchmas is gonna be right after Halloween Horror Nights. I'm still not sure if they're gonna add anything new for Grinchmas, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they do something, a little bit different this year. I feel like Grinchmas has been the same the past couple of years. It's a great event if you've never been, but I think it's time for some big changes. Oh wow, look at this. Looks like the little snack stand over here is in refurbishment. Always nice to say hello to the Halloween Horror Nights haunted house that hangs out over here in the Parisian Courtyard. Have you gone to the event so far this season? Go ahead and comment down below if you have. Be curious to see what you thought of the event this year. Wow, look at the building. It continues to grow week by week, but it is so impressive in person. A lot of my friends that have come to the park to see it have said the same thing to me. They're like, dang, like you were right, this thing is massive. I'm like, yeah, I told you, it's huge. And when the building's complete, I really hope it kind of matches the surrounding area, because that's one thing I've been thinking about, and the same with my buddy Cole. He was talking about the same thing, like, I wonder what this is gonna look like, if it's gonna blend together with everything. I don't think French Street is a long-term land. I think French Street is on the chopping block, and I think they're just kind of slowly working their way down over in this area. But yeah, I'm wondering what the exterior of the building is going to look like. I'm thinking it's going to look something like a garage, maybe something similar to what we have on the studio tour right now for the Fast and the Furious attraction. So maybe something like that. But again, I really hope it all kind of blends together. And I know there's probably more grand vision here in the upper deck, because we all know that the Simpsons land is probably on the chopping block as well, because Disney owns them. And Universal doesn't want any Disney properties in their theme parks. So yeah, I'm wondering what all of this is going to look like here in the upper lot in the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to be fun to watch. Made it to the Lookout, and here's an overall look at the entire project. And wow, so much work has happened in the past, I would say, week and a half. We have some more movement in this area right here. For a while, this was just a big old pile of dirt, but now we have some rebar, concrete forms. They're getting ready for the footings that will hold the support columns, and that will eventually hold the track. And then looking towards the main building of the attraction, you can see that scaffolding has gone up, and the exterior bits of steel that kind of form the outer layer are going up. And eventually, like I've been saying, we're not going to be able to see the inside of this thing, and it's all going to be a mystery until 2026 when the ride is officially supposed to open. I'm still thinking this is going to be maybe late 2025 though. I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because I just want to get on this thing already, because it just looks epic already. And they've been moving relatively quickly. Like, so many pieces have gone up in the past few weeks. Remember, just a few months ago, this was all just kind of pushing around dirt. Slightly different angle just because I want to get around the crane, but you can see right over there that they've installed the brake fins. And it's looking like they have one more piece to go as far as the brake run is concerned, but it's not going to be a very long brake run at all. At least it's not looking like it's going to be a long brake run, which will be kind of fun because we're going to be flying into that probably pretty intensely, and then we'll eventually make our way into the drive tires and then back into the main building. But yeah, that's the latest addition, at least at that section of the track. Way on the other side, there's really not too much going on. There hasn't been any vertical construction just yet. It seems like all the vertical construction is happening on this end of the project. But I would think very, very soon some columns will go up. Looking down over here where the rebar is located, I mean, it's huge. It is massive. And it doesn't look that big from this vantage point, but I mean, look at the tram and then look at this right here. I mean, this is huge. So who knows how many columns this section's gonna hold. It looks like this one is just one column, which is pretty insane. It's kind of similar to this giant one right here, and then closest to the escalator. Yeah, this is a big coaster, y'all. This is not some tiny like Flight of the Hippogriff thing. This is the scale of this, like the track gauge and all that is huge. I mean, this is like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I would say even like the Green Gots attraction in Orlando, that track gauge is pretty massive. If you've ever been on Green Gots at Universal Studios Florida, I'm thinking this is a similar style here because yeah, it's impressive. I am wondering when these track pieces are going to show up for this section of the ride, because we know we have some track over on the other end, right over here at the brake run and into the station, and then right underneath the escalator on the far end over there too. So yeah, I wonder when these pieces are going to go up, because I can't wait to see these pieces, especially this element right here going into what is assumed to be a stall. Oh yeah, that's gonna be killer. But let's continue the journey over towards Simpsons, because there's a lot going on over there. We get some more views of the show building, and then eventually work our way over to the escalator where a bunch of new pieces have popped up. Yeah, it looks like the building is stopping right here, which is kind of cool for this section because it looks like this is gonna remain outdoors. They might put some trees and stuff here. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for some trees, but this will be a nice outdoor area. The difference in scale over here is really fun too. We got the quick service restaurant on this corner, and then when you pan over to the other side, bam, you have this massive steel structure going up. Yeah, see how this is just gonna look so gnarly up against the Simpsons land? Like, this is, yeah, I feel like Simpsons is probably the next major thing to go here at Universal Studios Hollywood, maybe after this or the next project. Okay, I've made it over to the escalator vantage point, and yeah, this is kind of looking the same like the previous video. There's really no new pieces that have shown up or anything like that, but eventually we'll see some more, especially the track. But over here on the other side, wow, yeah, so much has happened in the past week and a half. We have a new piece of track. How amazing is this? So look at how close the track gets to the escalator. Like, we're right here, and then bam, this beauty's just hanging out. Yeah, this will be the first turn, it looks like, from the launch segment right out of the station. Okay, voiceover Dylan here to save the day, because when I was recording these clips, the music at the park was very, very loud, and I do not want to get a copyright strike on the video, so voiceover it is. But yeah, here are a few shots of all the new columns that have gone in, and so much has changed in the past week and a half. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You can see very closely the direction of travel there, so we're gonna turn towards the left, dive down slightly into a nice bank curve, and I think curve towards the right, going over the fire road, which will then be like a bunny hop hill down into the valley there. Here's another shot of these new columns that have gone in. And it's not just the columns that are the first part of the ride, it's also these really tall columns that are going to be going right into the brake run. At least I'm assuming that's what it's looking like. So we'll see a few more of these pop up closest to the brake run in the show building. But yeah, look at this shot. This is great. This shot right here is really cool. Again, it gives a sense of scale to how large this coaster really is. I mean, look at the equipment that is next to the support columns. It's massive in person. And especially when you get the shots, over the escalators and everything, I sit and stare at it for like a few more minutes because I'm just in awe of how large the project really is. And here's that shot that I was talking about. I mean, look at that. That is so darn cool. And again, a really tall portion of the layout. I mean, this is very, very tall. This is over 100 feet. And that turn that goes down below the escalator is pretty aggressive. So I cannot wait to see what that's gonna feel like. And then here's just an overview of the direction of travel. So we're gonna launch out of the station there, and then we're gonna dive down towards the left, and then slowly bank up. And I'm thinking once we bank up ever so slightly, we're gonna make a turn towards the right. Maybe like it might be an S curve with a little bit of a bank in it, or not like a bank, but a little hill. And then I think a bunny hop hill over the fire road. Again, that tree is still surviving, which shout out to the tree. I really hope it stays, but I have a feeling they might take it down. But yeah, bunny hop over the hill and down into the valley where I think we're going to experience our first major turnaround. Here's another shot of that. It's kind of hard to tell because, again, Universal hasn't released the official layout of this thing. There's a lot of videos online of the speculated layout, and I'm not going to dive too much into that. But I'm just going based off of the support columns, and it's looking like the bunny hop hill is going to go right into this big turn right here. But then there's also those footings that are right behind those columns, closest to the road itself. So again, it's kind of hard to tell where the track's going to go. And then this little beauty is starting to pop up closest to the Timeline Road. It looks to be another big footing for some more columns and track. At least that's what I'm thinking. It could be wrong, could be something completely different. And then here's one last shot of the station and maintenance building from this vantage point. Again, the brake run looking really good. And then that structural steel going on the outside that will eventually cover the building and we won't be able to see the interior. Now, this is the front of the building, like walking towards the Harry Potter land and Simpsons and all that. Again, I really hope they do something with the scale of the other buildings around. So I think Simpsons is not in the future. I think they're going to take all that stuff down, and I really hope that the new buildings, if they do in fact tear all these down, I hope the new buildings match the scale of this, because it is going to look a little funny proportion wise if they have this massive Fast and the Furious building up against something like the Simpsons. And then Friend Street. Friend Street is another one that looks very harsh up against this new steel building. So really wondering what they're going to do here in the next, like I said, 5 or 10 years. It's going to be pretty exciting, but this building is great. Okay, now before we wrap things up, I'm going to jump into the Universal Studios store because I think they have some new Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. And I said in the previous merch video that I was going to cover some new stuff if I saw anything. Oh, look at these. I gotta sit my coffee down for this one. OMG, look at that. It's a s'mores plushie. Yeah, that's pretty legit. Yeah, see, they even have some more candy and all that kind of stuff. That's why sometimes it's good to wait to come to Halloween Horror Nights, especially if you're into the merchandise, because a lot of it comes in as the event's kind of going on here. Yeah, there's a lot more in the shop today. Oh, look, and they even have the Chucky dolls on display. These are so cool. Yeah, not for sale. These are just for looking only. But aren't these neat? Yeah, see, this is another one. Peel and stick sew on patch. Alrighty. I do not remember that Insidious shirt. So there you go. You can pick that up and then go through the Insidious haunted house. Okay, this is kind of cool. The red door. It is $14. And look, when you open it up, the spooky monsters are in there. There's the Mel's Die-In shirt. Yeah, I'm waiting for these to go on sale. It's usually when I buy my Halloween Horror Nights merchandise. It's when like the big giant sales go on near the end of the run. You can even get an apron too. They still have plenty of the punk stuff available. It's kind of like the marquee design for Halloween Horror Nights here in Hollywood and in Orlando this year. Now, I thought they had some weekend merchandise, but I'm not seeing anything right now. Maybe I'm just blind. I not see any weekend merchandise. Let's see what's on this side over here. Just a quiet place. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to keep you guys updated, but they do have some tech stuff. The new iPhones are coming out. Let's see if they have some new iPhone stuff. Nope, they do not have the new iPhone model just yet. They have 13, 14, and 15. They have some watch bands for you, and of course some AirPod cases. Let me check the other side though at the Animation Studio store. They might have some weekend stuff over there. We got some classic Universal Monsters stuff. We have a little Boo Spirit jersey over here. But yeah, I do not see any weekend stuff, so maybe they just sold out and they'll restock it here in the next couple days. I'll keep an eye on it for you. Well, there you have it. There's your update on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster and a few other things around the park. Not too many other things. It's mainly just the coaster, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel and you love these videos and more from Universal or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. And also, be sure to check out my Instagram account and my X account. Those links will be down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.